In 2019, the Tennessee Titans would make a deep run in the postseason, making it to the AFC Championship game. They would lose to the eventual Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. It was still a great season, as they had finally found some stability at the QB position with Ryan Tannehill. With the rise of star running back Derrick Henry and the emergence of rookie wide receiver A.J. Brown, the Titans looked like a force to be reckoned with for years to come. However, this core would not win another playoff game and would slowly disintegrate. This video goes over the downfall of the Titans after their 2019 season. During the 2020 offseason, Ryan Tannehill would sign a 4-year, $118 million contract extension with the Titans. It looked like Tennessee finally had the franchise quarterback that they'd been searching for years. It also franchise tagged and later extended Derrick Henry. The extension was worth $50 million over 4 years. The core was ensured to stay together for multiple years. The Titans would start 5-0 during the 2020 regular season. During the stretch, Tannehill played well as he threw 13 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, with the completion percentage around 70. Henry rushed for around 118 yards per game, with an average of 4.8 yards per carry. It looked like the Titans were on their way to having a great season. After their 5-0 start, Tennessee would finish 6-5 in their final 11 games, making their overall record 11-5. 4 out of their 5 losses were to playoff teams, so they had a tough schedule to finish the season. It was still a good season as they won the AFC South and earned the number 4 seed. Overall, Ryan Tannehill played well as he threw 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions with a passer rating at 106.5. Derrick Henry had over 2,000 yards rushing, which led the league and earned him Offensive Player of the Year. A.J. Brown had over 1,000 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns. The Titans would have the 4th best scoring offense in the league. In the wildcard round, the Titans would face the Baltimore Ravens. Tennessee would get out to a 10-0 lead. However, the Ravens would outscore the Titans 20-3 from the second quarter onwards and win the game 20-13. The Titans would only have 209 total yards of offense. Derrick Henry only had 40 rushing yards on 18 carries. It was a disappointing end to a good season. In 2021, the Titans would go 12-5, winning the AFC South and earning the number 1 seed. The offense would regress as they ranked 15th in points scored. A major factor in the regression is the fact that Derrick Henry would only play for half the season, as he suffered a Jones fracture in Week 8. They would have the 6th best scoring defense. Even though Henry had suffered a severe injury during the regular season, he was able to play in the playoffs. In the divisional round, the Titans would host the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals would get out to a 16-6 lead in the third quarter. The Titans would come back to tie the game at 16 by the end of the third quarter. Late in the game, Ryan Tannehill would throw a costly interception at midfield. Cincinnati would then get into field goal range and kick the game-winning field goal with no time remaining. It was another one and done for the Titans. Ryan Tannehill had a disastrous game as he threw 3 interceptions. The Titans also wasted a historic performance by the pass rush, as they had 9 sacks on defense. It was a crushing loss for Tennessee. During the 2022 NFL Draft, the Titans would trade A.J. Brown to the Eagles in exchange for picks 18 and 101. The Titans would select Treylon Burks with the 18th overall pick in the draft. Tennessee would start 7-3 during the 2022 regular season. However, they would have a disastrous end to the season as they lost all their remaining games to finish at 7-10. Following a Week 13 loss to the Eagles, the Titans would fire general manager John Robinson. Ryan Tannehill would suffer an injury and miss their final 3 games. They would lose a crucial Week 18 game to the Jaguars, which ended their season and any playoff hopes. Their only bright spot on the season was Derrick Henry, as he had over 1,500 yards of rushing and 13 rushing touchdowns. During the 2023 NFL Draft, the Titans would draft Will Levis with the 33rd overall pick. Tennessee looked like they got a franchise quarterback. The Titans would go 6-11 during the 2023 regular season. Ryan Tannehill would start the first 6 games and go 2-4. He would get injured in Week 6 against the Ravens. He'd be ruled out for the next 3 games. Will Levis would take over the starting quarterback role and go 1-1, bringing the team record at 3-5. In Week 10, Tennessee would name Will Levis as the permanent starter. He would go 2-4 in the next 6 games, bringing their overall record of 5-9. Levis would be ruled out in Week 16 and Tannehill would take over. The Titans would lose again to go 5-10. Levis would then come back in Week 17 but get injured during the game. Tannehill once again took over mid-game, and the Titans would lose again to bring their record to 5-11. Tannehill would start the final game and win, bringing their overall record to 6-11. It was another disastrous season for the Titans. They did not have any QB stability. Once again, Derrick Henry was their only bright spot, as he had over 1,100 rushing yards and 12 rushing touchdowns. After the 2023 season ended, the Titans would fire Mike Rabel. Tennessee would then hire former Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan as their head coach. Ryan Tannehill was also a free agent, and the Titans had no intentions of re-signing him. Then, in March 2024, Derrick Henry would sign with the Ravens. The team was headed in a new direction. The Titans would have a disastrous 2024 campaign as they went 3-14. Will Levis would go 2-10, and he only threw 13 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. He had a lot of low moments during the season. Mason Rudolph would also get some starts, but he would not fare much better. He would only go 1-4 and threw 9 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Tennessee needed a new quarterback for the future. In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Titans would have the number 1 pick. They would select quarterback Cam Ward out of Miami. It looked like Brian Callahan finally got the franchise quarterback that he needed. In July 2025, Will Levis would undergo season-ending surgery on his right shoulder. This meant that Cam Ward would be the opening day starter. Titans would start 1-5 during the 2025 season. Brian Callahan looked overwhelmed and unfit for the coach position. He would get fired after Week 6. Interim coach Mike McCoy would take over. The main reason for the Titans' downfall has to be their mismanagement of their team roster. They have had several underwhelming drafts. They've also made questionable moves, including trading a young star wide receiver in A.J. Brown. This combination has been the reason why they have 3 straight 10-loss seasons, with the 4th one likely on its way. The Titans are headed for another lost season in 2025. However, they still have some young pieces on offense. They will need to search for another head coach that can get the most out of Cam Ward and the young pieces on the offense. I personally believe that Cam Ward has the intangibles and physique to be a good quarterback in the NFL. It is up to the Titans front office to find a coaching staff that can cultivate the right environment around him.